Hi, everybody. It's Heather with Reflecting Inward Life Coaching, and today I want to bring you what do life coaches read? So, this may seem like a very odd video to you, but it's actually coupled with something else I wanted to bring to you, and that is the importance of believing in your vision. So, a couple of days ago, I was looking at my vision board and I was thinking about how I didn't know how some of these things were going to come to be. Like, I couldn't imagine the path to get there. And so I thought, well, maybe there are some things that I shouldn't really, maybe there are some things that shouldn't be on my vision board anymore. Maybe I need to look at this if I don't know how specifically I'm going to get there. And I was feeling a little bit down, to be honest. Um, and I had some questions going through my mind. And my questions were, what do my clients need? What does my audience need in particular on social media? What do you need from me? And that was one question. Another question was, my vision is so big. It has potential to have positive change for the entire world and not just the youth and young adults that I work with that happen to know who I am or happen to come across me on social media. This is a huge vision. How am I going to reach a larger audience and attract my community of like-minded people to make this go huge? And the third thing was, um, oh, that was the third thing. So it's like, how am I going to get these things on my vision board? What do my what does my audience need from me right now that I'm just maybe not aware of? And how do I get this follower base? Not that I'm big on followers, but I am big on sharing this message that I'm passionate about, that has healed me, that has changed my life, and how it can heal others and change their lives for the better. And so this was 2 days ago. Yesterday, I decided to go for a walk. And as I'm walking around the park, my intuition just kind of nudges me to the left. And it was like, okay, well, I was going to walk around the park, but maybe I'll go left instead. So I went left. And as I turned left, I thought, well, the library is this way. And even though I haven't been there in a long time, I have not actually checked out books from that library for years because, again, I'm in my hometown and I'm not usually in my hometown. But my sister works there. So I thought maybe I'll just go say hi. So I started walking toward the library. I get to the library, and my sister is not working that day actually. And so I just start wandering around, and I wandered into the section of the library that I'd never been in before because they've done a lot of renovations on that library since I frequented it. And it happened to be the adult section of the library that I'd never been to. So I wandered in, and I ended up in the far back corner. And the first bookshelf that I looked at, ironically, had two types of books on it. The first type was called True Crime. The second on the shelf was called Teaching Methods. And I had to chuckle because I used to be a teacher, right? And so I had to chuckle because, it's true. Teaching methods and what they teach you to how they teach you to teach is a true crime in this world. Like there's so much that students are missing out on because of the specific teaching methods that they want us to use. And so I chuckled, and then I kept on walking, and I ended up standing in front of this bookshelf. And I looked at the top shelf, and one of the books caught my attention. So this is the book that caught my attention. It was standing out like this, okay? The Culture of Fear, Why Americans Are Afraid of the Wrong Things. Oops, you can't see it. You can't see me now. Okay, there we go. My background is getting in the way. There we go. Okay, I looked at it and I thought, interesting, because that's exactly what I do. What I do as a life coach is help people find their fears, which are fueling their limiting beliefs, and overcome them. So, wouldn't it be helpful to know what the specific things are that Americans tend to be afraid of today so that I can help them look at those fears from a clearer perspective? Makes sense, right? Okay, so this is what's crazy. Um, that book was right next to a couple of other books. Let me show you how they appeared. This is how they appeared on the shelf. There we go. Okay. This is the order they were in, exactly like this, side by side. Okay? The very first book. And actually, I believe this book actually caught my attention first. Okay? This is the first book that caught my attention. Volunteer Vacations. I know what you're thinking. What does this have to do with life coaching? Okay, so volunteer vacations, short-term adventures that will benefit you and others. If I were to show you my vision board, one of the most important things that I can say that is most important to me is to travel, because it's when we step outside of our normal environment and we see other cultures and other perspectives that we start seeing how we tend to be biased toward what we're used to seeing, and our view is very, very limited. So one of my life goals is to take my someday children all over the world to experience different cultures, not just big historical cities like Paris and Rome, um, and Greece and these places, but also the the backcountry cultural gems, like living with the Mayan culture, a traditional Mayan culture for a week, and becoming a part of their community and contributing to their community in a natural way for them, so that my children can see, look, this is another important way of living and seeing the world. Our choices impact even this group here, no matter where we are in the world. So that was so important to me. It was also one of the things that I wasn't sure, it's on my vision board, and I wasn't sure if I should continue looking at that particular part of my vision and relying on that and focusing on that. Here it is. I found it like immediately. And what's funny is that this bookshelf is the sociology, cultural, and institutions bookshelf. So it's kind of a weird, so I get sociology and culture, the institutions is kind of like, I guess it fits, right? So next to that one was the culture of fear. The next to that one was the lonely century. Basically, how our access to um, electronics has made us the lonely century. We're pulling away from people. The subtitle here is How to Restore Human Connection in a World That's Pulling Apart. Okay, so I thought about that and I thought, interesting. I wonder if this is what my viewers need, is how do we make these connections again? How do we make life more valuable through our connections to others? Now, right next to that one was this one. How do I reach more people, get more followers, really just get my message out to more people, especially the connections I need, the community I need that's like-minded to have this go viral, not just online, huge, right? This is the book that was right next to The Lonely Century. Read this if you want to be YouTube famous, right? The whole book is about people who were average, normal people who went viral and became famous around the world and what they did to do it. And I thought, interesting. I did not seek this out. All I did was ask myself, how do I increase my following base? How do I get to more people? What do my viewers need? And what about this vision board? I don't know what to think about my vision board right now. What should I think about it? All right next to each other. Now, as I was leaving the library, I noticed another book. It caught my eye, and I decided to check it out. The Myth of Normal. We all are in our comfort zones because we see that as normal. Anything not normal must be feared, right? Because it's not normal. Guess what? What if nothing is normal, right? And what if we realize that when we step outside of our comfort zone and see different perspectives, and we realize, well, my normal's not normal, their normal probably isn't normal either. No one's normal is really normal. It's all just perspective. It's all just what we've experienced. So these are the books I'm going to be reading, and I'm going to be bringing you information as I have my aha moments and as you have questions. So if you have questions, ask them, because you never know. If I picked up this book for you, or if I picked up this book for you, or maybe I picked up this book for you. So ask me some questions, and as I read, I will provide you answers with new insight and enlightenment that maybe I didn't have before. It's very important for me to continue to learn and to grow and to increase my perspective, okay? Also, because these all tend to be kind of heavier topics, except for the voluntary vacations, of course. These books, they're not going to be hard reads. They're not going to be difficult to understand, but they are going to be heavy. I know they are, because it's going to be a lot of negative stuff, bringing up a lot of stuff that's just not good with the world right now. And that puts weight on you, right? So because of that, as I was leaving also, I noticed a cart, and my eyes happened to go to a part of this cart, and I noticed a book by Susanna Kersley, who just happens to be probably at this point my favorite fiction novelist. Okay, she's historical fiction. I love historical fiction. There's a little bit of romance in it, not smut romance, but just a little bit of, oh, that's sweet type of romance. And so I saw it, and I hadn't read this one yet, and I thought, interesting that the universe or God knew that with all of this reading, I needed a little bit of something that was just relax and be at peace and be a positive mind. And that's what Susanna Kersley's books do for me. And so these are the books that I have discovered, and these are the types of books that life coaches read, because we're constantly looking to improve ourselves and constantly looking for what our clients and what our viewers need. So I hope that you found this interesting, and please send me your comments, please send me your questions, and I will send you mine as I read through these books and gain enlightenment. You are wonderful, you are beautiful, you have unlimited potential, and I can't wait to see what you achieve on your process for growth and self-healing. You are loved.